Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. A classic episode of General Hospital airs on Labor Day. Monday's repeat is from earlier this year. Originally airing on January 31, 2025, the episode features Rick and Ava making a plea, Dante confronting Anna, Brooke Lynn seeking out Cody, Laura giving Lou food for thought, and Brad making an outrageous request. New episodes of GH return on Tuesday, September 2. Spoilers include Sonny delivering grim news, and a shocking act of violence occurs. It should come as no surprise to find out that a shocking act of violence occurs. A couple of acts have already happened recently. Ava, Maura West, hit Rick Hurst, over the head with Alexis's Nancy Lee Grahn, paperweight, and Sidwell, Carlo Rota, targeted Maxie, Kirsten Storms, and now she's in a coma. Look for the violence to continue. Sidwell needs to do damage control after Marco, Adrian Uncondo, let the cat out of the bag about bribing a judge in Michael's Rory Gibson, and Willow's Caitlin McMullen custody case. And now the body of the judge showed up in the water at the docks just like that. One guess as to who will be framed for what happened to her. Meanwhile, Sonny, Maurice Bernard, delivers grim news. Who's he delivering this news to? Michael? Drew Cameron Matheson is going around town unleashing threats, warnings, and insults. At this point, he feels he can say anything to anyone just so he can be the hero and get Willow's kids back for her. Well, after learning the way Drew's putting the screws to Michael, Carly, Laura Wright issues a warning. Who does she warn? Speaking of Michael, he is understandably dismayed. Drew is trying to make it seem like his dad bribed the judge to rule in favor of Michael getting full custody of Amelia, Sequoia and Serenity Morp Mako, and Wiley, Viren Weaver. And now it looks like the judge is dead. What will the fallout from this be, and how will it impact Michael? Finally, Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst, continues to advocate for Willow, even though the nurse is living in her delusions. At the end of Friday's episode, Elizabeth showed up at Drew's office. What is she willing to do for her friend? Port Charles has seen its fair share of chaos and heartbreak over the years, but the October 6 episode of General Hospital promises to be one that leaves everyone reeling. According to early spoilers, a violent act sends shockwaves through the city, and Sonny Corinthos finds himself in the middle of another crisis, one that could forever change the course of several lives. What starts as a typical day quickly spirals into a nightmare, and the fallout will be grim, with Sonny forced to deliver heartbreaking news that no one is prepared to hear. The Corinthos family has been on edge for weeks, with tensions boiling over between Sonny and those closest to him. From ongoing mistrust surrounding his mental health to questions about who truly has his back in the mob world, Sonny has been walking a tightrope. Yet even he couldn't anticipate the level of violence that's about to erupt. The upcoming scenes reportedly showcase a shocking attack that leaves everyone in disbelief, and rumors suggest that the victim may be someone close to Sonny. Whether this act is an intentional hit, an act of revenge, or a tragic case of mistaken identity remains to be seen, but it will undoubtedly push Sonny to his breaking point. Sources hint that the violent event might connect to one of Sonny's ongoing feuds, possibly with Selena Wu, Valentin Cassadine, or even a new unseen threat lurking in the shadows. In recent weeks, Sonny has grown increasingly paranoid about enemies moving against him, and this latest act could confirm his worst fears. Those who've underestimated the danger of crossing him may soon realize the cost. But as Sonny prepares to face the aftermath, what weighs heaviest on him is the possibility that his actions, or alliances, may have led to the violence. Fans know Sonny doesn't take losses lightly. His entire world has been defined by power, loyalty, and vengeance, but when personal loss enters the equation, it transforms him. The spoilers tease that Sonny's grim news might involve someone his family loves, potentially sending him on a dangerous quest for retribution. Some insiders suggest that this could be tied to Christina, who has recently been caught in the emotional crossfire of family drama involving Eva Jerome. Christina's loyalty to her father could have inadvertently placed her in harm's way, leaving Sonny guilt-ridden and desperate for answers. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis finds herself terrified when word spreads about the violent incident. Her protective instincts kick in full force, especially when she realizes Christina might have been nearby. For Alexis, who's worked so hard to rebuild her family relationships, this sudden violence reopens old wounds and stirs up painful memories of loss. Spoilers indicate that she will frantically reach out to anyone who can confirm her daughter's safety, and her reaction could hint that this situation may have deeper implications than anyone realizes. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Eva Jerome once again finds herself under suspicion. Her past with mob violence and recent tension with Sonny make her a convenient scapegoat. However, those who know Eva understand that when she's cornered, she fights back hard. If she senses that Sonny's rage is directed toward her, Eva might retaliate before he even makes a move. This tangled web of mistrust could spark another cycle of chaos. And if Eva isn't careful, she could find herself in real danger from both Sonny and his enemies. Carly Spencer, too, is drawn into the storm. Her connection to Sonny remains unbreakable, no matter how much she tries to distance herself from his world. Spoilers tease that Carly may be the one Sonny turns to after the violent event, needing her strength to process what's happened. Despite their complicated history, Sonny has always leaned on Carly when the walls close in, and this moment may be no different. Her reaction could set the tone for what comes next, whether it's vengeance, forgiveness, or something even darker. On the other side of town, Jason Morgan might re-enter the picture in a major way. His loyalty to Sonny has never wavered, and a violent attack involving anyone in Sonny's circle would pull him straight back into the business. If Jason learns that the violence was a targeted strike meant to send Sonny a message, he'll do what he does best: eliminate the threat, no matter the cost. But the question is whether Jason still trusts Sonny enough to stand by him, given how much has changed since his last return. Dante Falconeri is also expected to play a crucial role in the aftermath. As both Sonny's son and a law enforcement officer, Dante is constantly torn between his duty and his blood ties. When a violent act shakes Port Charles, he'll be tasked with investigating, and the deeper he digs, the more personal the case becomes. If the violence is indeed tied to Sonny's organization, Dante will have to decide whether to protect his father or uphold his badge. That internal conflict could push him to a breaking point, forcing him to make a decision that changes his relationship with Sonny forever. Meanwhile, Nina Reeves continues to find herself on the outskirts of Sonny's life, struggling to make sense of where she fits in. She's already been alienated by his family, and if this tragedy touches anyone in Sonny's inner circle, she may find herself completely shut out. But knowing Nina, she won't go quietly. This latest incident might reignite her old habit of meddling, especially if she believes she can save Sonny from his darker impulses. What she doesn't realize is that interfering with Sonny during his moments of grief has never ended well for anyone. The violent event might also tie into other simmering storylines. Selena Wu's growing ambition has been a quiet storm in Port Charles, and fans have long suspected that she's setting Sonny up for a devastating fall. If her associates are responsible for the attack, this could ignite a mob war that consumes the city. Valentin Cassadine, who's recently been pulling strings in the background, could also be a hidden player in this web of deceit. His connection to pikemen, and possibly to Sonny's enemies, means that his involvement could run deeper than anyone realizes. There's also speculation that the violence could involve someone unexpected, perhaps Drew Kane, who's been on edge ever since his split from Carly and his growing tension with Sonny. If Drew finds himself caught in the crossfire, it could shift alliances across Port Charles in shocking ways. Not only would this test Carly's loyalty, but it might also reignite old conflicts between Drew and Sonny over power, respect, and family. Whatever happens on October 6, one thing is certain. This episode is going to mark a major turning point for General Hospital. Sonny's grim news isn't just about loss. It's about consequences. Every decision, every betrayal, every secret that's been kept in recent months will begin to unravel. The emotional toll on the Corinthos clan will be enormous, and the ripple effects will hit every corner of Port Charles, from the mob world to the hospital halls. As the community reels from the shock, questions will rise about what justice looks like in Port Charles. Will Sonny seek revenge in his usual fashion, or will he finally reach his breaking point and turn away from the violence that's defined him for decades? Could this be the start of a redemption arc, or the beginning of Sonny's darkest chapter yet? Fans are already buzzing with theories online, and social media is flooded with speculation about who might be hurt or killed. Some think it could be an attack targeting Sonny's power directly. Others believe it could be a devastating loss that forces him to rethink his empire altogether. Either way, General Hospital viewers know that when Sonny delivers grim news, it's never simple. It's emotional, gut-wrenching, and almost always changes everything. As the clock ticks toward October 6, one thing's clear: Port Charles will never be the same again. The violent act will open old wounds, test loyalties, and set the stage for an explosive new chapter. And when Sonny finally steps forward to reveal the truth, fans should brace themselves for heartbreak, fury, and the kind of drama that keeps General Hospital at the top of daytime television. Because in Port Charles, one act of violence is never just a single event. It's a spark that ignites a storm. And Sonny Corinthos, for all his power and pride, might finally discover that even he can't control the damage this time. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.